Morning. Welcome to the Wednesday morning lecture with Ebiz Marketing Academy. We are a marketing group that will help small entrepreneurs, business owners, and the small business to learn about different marketing topics and different marketing tips. So we welcome you that you're joining us this morning, every Wednesday morning. A little information on myself. My name is Ernesto Comodo. I'm one of the co-owners of Ebiz Marketing, as well as my partner, Omari Valentine. I've been in marketing for over 15 years. I connect with business leaders, nonprofits, and governmental organizations throughout the South LA area to improve their marketing, their brand, and their digital strategies. So this month on our morning lecture, we are focusing on social media. And today's topic is Intro to Facebook. Now, as far as Facebook goes, before we start, before you want to think about using Facebook as your marketing platform, you want to think if your audience is on Facebook. Now, besides other social media platforms, Facebook is the one that's the biggest. So 2.27 billion active users, nearly 1.5 billion who are active every day. With that amount, more than likely, a few of your customers are on Facebook. With that said, the demographics for it is both men and women use Facebook about the same amount. And in the US, Americans use Facebook the most out of all the social media platforms, Instagram coming in second, and which is also a company of Facebook. Now, YouTube has also a wide reach, and over 75% of Americans use it, but does not have the same ease of Facebook to connect with your followers and fans. So if you want to do any social media, Facebook is a good spot to start. It's not the only place to start, but it's one of the easiest and one of the most recommended for most businesses. So today, what I want to discuss is 3 points on the introduction to Facebook marketing. First is creating your Facebook page, then creating Facebook groups, and lastly, I'll let you with Facebook events. So let me see here if I can share my screen and I can show you guys. So when we first go to Facebook, this is what we see. If you never created a page, or you maybe never heard of a page, the page icon is this flag, and you can see it on your desktop computer. You see it at the top, and you see it on the left-hand side. Notice that Facebook do change their layouts from time to time. They revamp their website, but the icon is pretty much standard. So wherever you see this flag icon, you know it's about a page. Click on that. And here you see all the pages that you manage, if you manage any. If you don't manage any, you have a create a new page option. So when you create a new page, you want to put the name and you want to put a category. Those are required elements. Then you should put a description. Make it descriptive as you can, but make it short also. Don't want to make it too long. You're gonna have an about section where you can put a long description about the story behind your brand. In your profile image, always is use your logo is what's recommended for most cases, unless you're a celebrity or you're a well-known figure, then you can use your headshot. And the cover image should be something that's relevant to your industry, maybe a service or maybe a product you sell, or maybe your team. You want to show, how great culture you have in your team. Now, one thing with Facebook tip here with Facebook pages is that you can like a page and you can follow. A follow means that they'll automatically receive updates from that page on that user's newsfeed. In order to see the posts, they need to follow you. If they only like you, they will not get a feed, which is kind of misleading, and Facebook does this so you have to pay advertising. But always incentivize your network, people your clients, to follow you so they can see the feed on your Facebook, and you also be more cost effective on your end. The about page, so let me go back here. I'll go to one of the pages. You'll be faster. So if we go to the about page, okay. So here will be the about. After you create your page, you do that short description, then you can create on the about section a lot more information about your business. You can add hours. Let's say you actually have hours, put your hours. The contact info should be already in, you should have added it already, but you can always add it or edit it here. And the more info is where you're gonna add more information about your company. And you also have a little more space to do that. And you can connect Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you do that. Then the other thing on your page is your settings that you want to be aware of, is the page roles. You'll see here, as soon as you click settings, this whole menu changes, and page roles is where you can give access to other people to make add posts or manage or reply to other posts on your page. So you can see here, only one person is here, but you can add other admins. You can create, if they want to be, if they're going to be an editor, an admin, a moderator, an advertiser, an analyst, or custom. The admin has access to everything. They can add and remove other people. The editor can only edit posts and can also create posts on the page for you. And the moderator is only able to reply if someone asks a questions. The advertiser is only if you're gonna have that person only make ads or boost posts. And the analyst, you only be able to see stats and the insights for your page. So one of the key differences of having a page versus just using your profile to promote your business is that on your profile, you have to approve people to like you or be your friend. In the page, you do not need to approve. They automatically, if they follow you, they're automatically following you. And the second key difference, is in your personal profile, you can only have 5,000 friends. While if you have a page, you can have unlimited. You can have millions of people following your company. So if you have a company, you definitely need to have a page. The only cons is that it's hard to get off the ground. It's hard to get a large network unless you are a well-known brand already or you are a celebrity. But with that said, whoever follows you, even if you have a small group, do not be disappointed or feel that it's a failure, because having small groups means you have your loyal fans, your loyal customers are on your page. Mostly depending on your industry. Some industries are more cut dry. They're not, if they're more, mainly if they're business to business, they're not like a fun or entertainment industry. So you're not going to have that many followers. But the followers you get are actually your loyal customers. And those are customers that you really want, that really want your services or your product. So try interact with them. Don't be discouraged just because you have a small following. Stop using it, the platform. Continue using it, because your most loyal followers are there, and those are your advocates for your brand. So never forget about those. And you know, sometimes small audiences is good as well. So after you create your page, one of the let me stop sharing for a second. One of the things that you want to do is post on a regular basis, like I mentioned, but make sure you're posting something that's useful. Don't post just about selling something or special offers. That you're gonna get people to unfollow you, or you're gonna be or they're gonna call you as a spammer. So brands like Apple, they will post things that they know that are interesting to their fans, like unique video ads or product announcements. Some ideas that you can post is links to articles related to your company or industry. Maybe you want to put links to your blog post, coupon codes for fans to save on your products, and new product announcements, links to online tools your fans might find useful. Also, you can make a little entertainment by doing some video content. Don't just have images and text all the time. Video is also really good and can be pretty engaging as well. But before you post something, just ask yourself if it adds value to the conversation. If it doesn't, don't send it. Rule of thumb, I say post something once a day, but not more than a few times a day, unless you're having a special event going on. So the next, after you create your page, the other part is you want to check your insights, your statistics. And Facebook has something called insights. They actually have two places where you can look at your insights, and I can show you that. Oh, wait, let's see. Where can I show you? Here we go. So on your settings, actually not in your settings, on your page itself, we have the insights here on the left-hand side, right here, insights. Insights, you get to see the latest posts. You get to see your page activity, how many people are viewing your pages, how many likes you're getting, where's the reach you're receiving, how much is being responded, and you get to see individually each post, how well it's doing or how bad it's doing. And you also get some further insights on seeing some other competitors and see how they're doing and what they're doing, so you can kind of keep track on them. The only thing here that you can only see up to 28 days, but then Facebook also has Facebook Business Suite, which is, the address is business.facebook.com. And on this page, as you see here, you can actually monitor your Facebook. You can all the pages you manage, and not just Facebook, but also Instagram, as you see here, both icons, see Instagram and Facebook. So you can see in one spot, what is going on both of your pages. You can respond to messages. You can create posts, and like the insights on the Facebook page, you can look at the insights, what is going on here, and look at this. Here you can see a lot farther in just 28 days. You can see this entire year if you want. So that's a tip, and definitely use both, but the Facebook Business Suite will be a much more in-depth of what you guys need. Then after you guys create the Facebook page, then the next process is you want to create some groups, of course. Now, why would you create groups? Well, Facebook, as I mentioned in the beginning, they have about 20 billion active monthly users, and about 1 billion of those, so about 50% of those participate on groups. Facebook groups are similar discussion forums, but with additional features that pages and profiles have. Like they have a timeline, they also have events, and there's several conversations as a post. So you can create groups related to your industry or product, offering as a way to reach out potential customers. The great thing about Facebook groups is that, like pages, they're free. They also tend to have high levels of engagement. Even more than pages, groups sometimes have a lot more engagement in them. On the downside of a group is also they can be very time consuming to manage. It's a little bit more time to manage a group than a page. As a page, you might only check it once a day or even less to post something or to reply to comments. But with a group, you want to constantly monitor, as you want to monitor discussions, you want to post questions, and you want to manage members. Maybe perhaps multiple times a day or once a day, but it's definitely more management. Some tips for a group is, before you create a group, you want to decide on the who, what, and why of a group. So you might have like a special members or VIP club, or a membership only. Let's say you charge, $5 a month for a certain exclusive offer or tips. Like if you do stocks, maybe exclusive stocks or insights on several companies, and then you can break those down by different groups. So you want to create with groups, you can create them public, you can create them private, you can have questions on who can get in, who cannot get in. And the pro tip here is to, if I can share the screen, let me show you, so you can also create your own Facebook group. You can follow me, or you can come back later and look at this. So let's go back to Facebook. Okay. Now the Facebook group icon, as I mentioned, the Facebook always changing their layout, but is the circle with the three silhouettes is groups. Create groups. And this simple here, you're gonna see the groups you manage, and you're gonna see all the other groups you follow. And you can create a new group. So creating a new group, create the name, have the group name. Here you can choose the privacy, if you want to have a public or a private group. And then you can invite your friends right here. Mostly is your friends that are in your Facebook friends already. So let me check that out there. Here's a group that I created this morning for this presentation. So marketing strategy group, you can, after you create the group, you want to make sure, depending if it's a private or public group, you can have automatic member approvals by editing certain criteria, such as if they live in a specific city within 25 miles of LA, they automatically become part of the group. Or if they're friends with at least one member in your group. Or another tip, if you want to have automatic members, I would check this. That way you prevent you from having fake Facebook profiles as your members. If they've been on Facebook for at least a year, that's pretty safe to say that they're a real profile. You can also add here membership questions. So let's say you want to create a few questions before they become a member. If you have a dog walking service, you want to ask, do you have a pet? Do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? And those will be certain criteria that you either accept them or disapprove them of being part of the group. And then you want to post some topics. That'll be the next thing. So after you have your group, you have your membership setting, create some topics. Here you post topics, create a topic of discussion. Try to have something engaging, something relevant, so people can start talking about it. You can schedule some of the posts, and then you can also want to make sure you create some rules if you have any rules. They have rules here by default that you can choose this, like be kind and courteous, no hate speech or bullying, no promotions or spam, respect everyone's privacy. And if you have anything else that's more specific to your industry, write it down here. Always have rules, especially when you have a group, as you don't want people, if you have to kick somebody out, to feel that they're being unfairly kicked out of the group. And then the group quality, you don't really have to worry about none of these other things. The settings is the next part. So here, as I mentioned before, put your name, your badges. You can choose if you want different badges. By default, they only have these. You cannot add any more, but if you are an admin, you have a badge. If you're a moderator, you have a badge. New members, rising stars, visual storyteller, conversation starters, founding members all have badges. You can uncheck if you don't want any of these badges to show next to their name when they post something. And then here you can always, on the setting, you can manage your membership or who can join the group. You can manage discussions. And very important, on the manage advanced settings is to link your page. So you just created a page previously, then go here and link whatever page is appropriate that you manage to this group. That way, whoever manages this page also will have access to the group, and they can also create posts and manage any discussions or any other conversations. Now, for the group, I'll suggest you also try to find some, get some engagement by finding some people that are leaders that can be also, you want to enroll them to continue putting posts, get them opportunities to get their content out there also. And if you want to sell anything, I'll definitely suggest you that as a member of this group, you put some disclaimers saying as a member of this group, you'll be the first one to learn about new offers. That way, group members won't be surprised when you occasionally try to sell them something. So that's for groups. The other thing, the last thing actually, is your Facebook events. Pandemic has been great for the events, the COVID-19 pandemic, because a a lot of events have been virtual. So Facebook capitalized on that, and they are making a lot of Facebook Live events. And so a lot of online events on the Facebook events tab. The Facebook events are very good because they have a calendar, and most people that have a Facebook account will already have on the events the calendars of different events they're going to go to. So you already be on their phone and on the calendar if they're interested on one of your events. So there's few new features on Facebook events. Like I mentioned, they can be connected with Facebook Lives, allowing you to promote your live stream on an event page. And they also started a new paid advertising for Facebook events, which I'll discuss in just a few. So let me show you how to create a Facebook event, and you can follow along. Okay, so let's go back to a page. Let's say I have this page here. And I want to create an event. So I'm on my page. I want to create an event. You will see the events tab right here. And if you already have active events, you're going to see your events and you're going to see past events. If you have an event, you will see it right there. You can share it to any other public, or let's create an event. So create an event. First thing you see, you have an online option or in-person. As I mentioned, online, you can do video chat, you can have messaging rooms, or you can do a Facebook Live, or add an external link such as Zoom, if you're having a Zoom webinar. Try to give your event some unique names. Like if you're having a happy hour, don't just mention happy hour. Like Starbucks, they put the Frappy Hour. Not only naming does help your event stand out, but it also makes it easier for people to remember and talk about it with their friends. Also think about writing a clear description. So like as soon as I go here, the event name and the description right here, make sure you write clear description. Clarify what the registration process includes, what kinds of confirmation and calendar invites guests can expect, what content will be available on demand after the event as seen in the description. Also, use Facebook on the location. You can use Facebook recognize locations or places. If you use a virtual event, you might just want to put the city. So just put Los Angeles if you're in LA. If you're in San Diego, you put San Diego. And like if you're in a venue, you can always put a venue as well, and Facebook will definitely recognize it. On the start time, always make sure you put an end time. Otherwise, by default, Facebook does it 3 hours. So if it starts at 12, by default, you end at 3. So if your event's only 1 hour long, make sure you put an end time. If it's longer than 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, always try to put an end time to it. You can choose if you want public or private, and make sure you get the category for it that you want. Some of the tips also is make sure you optimize your Facebook events by including relevant keywords, tags, sections. Don't limit yourself to just branded keywords. Like if you're doing a music concert, you can do also the genre of that music. You can find relevant keywords on Google Trends. It's trends.google.com. See what's some hot keywords. Or you can also go hashtagify.me to see what hashtags are trending. That way, whenever you have specific keywords, or people are searching for specific keywords on Facebook, your event will come up as one of the suggested events if they live like I put Los Angeles, if they live in LA, they will come, it will show up. So that's one of the tips also. That's why you want to put a location, even if you are an online event, as the algorithm is based on your location when you're searching for an event. So you want people that don't know you to find out about you from your event. Also, another tip is to have posts. Let people to post on your event. You want your event to be something that people are talking about. But if you allow that, also make sure you have someone monitoring that can answer any questions. And this can also serve as an FAQ page. Any events that you do, also make sure you leave enough time to promote your event. I always suggest clients to have at least 2 weeks. Even longer is even better, but 2 weeks is the rule of thumb. So make sure you don't put a Facebook event that's tomorrow. You're not going to get much traction. And always promote your event outside your just Facebook, like put it on Twitter, talk to your friends about it, send an email to your email list, and any other places you might think about. Even Instagram, you can add it there. Create a sense of urgency is another tip to get people coming to your event. Like you can have limited available tickets. You can set up RSVP date. You can have an early bird special. Maybe the first 5 people that sign up, they get a perk or they get something special for doing that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a paid option now that you can do on Facebook. I have not used that personally, but it looks like Facebook is doing a special promotion that 100% of the revenue is just goes through you. So Facebook is not taking a cut for the time being. They were going to end this in December, but because of pandemic, they decided to extend it until June of this year. So try to take advantage of that if you want to do any paid events. And that's to take, if you, before we're doing live events and you lost revenue because of that, now you can kind of bring this back into an online atmosphere. Just note a few rules on doing a paid event that you cannot do pre-recorded events. It has to be live. You have to use Facebook Live. And you cannot use music that is copyrighted unless you are the creator of that music. Also, a few rules or prohibited behaviors on a Facebook Live that is a paid event is you cannot monetize by collecting user data. You cannot promote unproven medical treatments. You are not allowed to do an event for minors. And minors, I mean, but under 18. You cannot show pre-recorded on-demand videos, so only live, as I mentioned, and no copyright music unless you're the creator. So those are the only rules. It's pretty short, but make sure you abide to that, and then you can definitely have a successful paid event. So with that said, that is the presentation of today's Wednesday morning lecture. Make sure you come to our next one. And let me show you guys something that we have coming up. Our next one, next week, this month, as I mentioned in the beginning, is social media month. So next week is the 17th, and we're gonna go a little deeper on Facebook campaigns. So drive action with effective Facebook campaigns. So join us next week on the 17th at 9 a.m. on the Wednesday morning lecture. If you like what you heard today, or if you check us out on YouTube and you like it, make sure you join the Ebiz Marketing Academy. The membership is 100% free. And here we can dive in depth in different marketing topics and tips to help your business thrive. With that, you will get a 30-day challenge which is a daily challenge that will improve your business in just 30 days from following simple daily tips. We guarantee it. Every day you're gonna get an email in your inbox, and if you follow that tip, it should only take like 10-20 minutes every day for 30 days. Your business would definitely improve. We also have a course in there for members only on marketing strategy, and you can do it on your own pace. Another benefit of being a member is that you get a monthly report on your website. So if you have a website right now and you want to know how you're doing, you just put your URL address right there, and you get a report email to you, and you can see, if you have any broken links, if you have any keywords that you need to change, what keywords are appearing the most, and you have a kind of bird's eye view of your website and what you need to improve. So please, if you like this and if you're a business owner, you definitely need to be a member of this, and take the advantage that since we're just starting, this is 100% free, but I don't know how long it's going to stay free. So join us on members.ebizmarketingacademy.com. Okay. So with that said, I hope to see you guys next week, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.